Hi, ladies, gents, and everyone in between. This is Lorna Vorna from Keto Shortcuts. This is part 2 of the benefits of keto, and I've gathered some data for you. This data shows that a very low carb diet is the antidote to the common lifestyle diseases, such as Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, and type 2 diabetes that so many of us suffer from. So let's start with a quote which speaks for itself. Quote, over the past decade, it has become widely accepted that inflammation is a driving force behind chronic diseases that will kill nearly all of us. Cancer, diabetes and obesity, Alzheimer's disease. Here, inflammation wears a grim mask, shedding its redeeming features and making sick people sicker. End of quote. So this was from the magazine called Science, and the article is called Insights of the Decade. Now, low-carb lifestyles academic trailblazer duo, Doctors Stephen Phinney and Jeff Volek, have done remarkable research on low-carb diets. They assembled 2 test groups of adult women and men. While the other group had to maintain a low-carb diet for 12 weeks, the other group had to eat low-fat foods for 12 weeks. And at the end of this time frame, they found out that a very low-carb diet reduced inflammation in comparison to a low-fat diet. And this study is just one of many. If you haven't read their books, The Art of Low Carbohydrate Living and also The Art of Low Carbohydrate Performance, I highly recommend you read them. They're full of valuable info, whether you've done keto for years or if you're just starting out. Thirdly, Dr. David Perlmutter, MD, establishes in his book, The Grain Brain, that foods that are high in carbs raise our blood sugar. Well, that's pretty much a given, but when this is repeated day in, day out, inflammation is caused in the body, and this increases the risk of Alzheimer's. Do you start to see a connection here? I have barely touched on the tip of a huge iceberg full of scientific proof for the benefit of low-carb eating. And you have a higher chance of avoiding alarmingly common lifestyle diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and type 2 diabetes when you keep your carb intake low. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you fall off the wagon every now and then, because we all have such situations where we have to go of keto for a while. Say it's Mother's Day and your kids have made some goods for you, and you're kind of forced to eat the treats that they've made, and so on and so forth. But as long as you're consistent with low carb eating and the low carb lifestyle, I really believe that all this scientific information and research that has been conducted shows that you can really decrease your risk for these lifestyle diseases. And so, this is my podcast for today. Thank you very much for listening. And remember, you seriously got this. Just try to stay consistent every day and you'll be golden.